Yeah, Jai Jinendra. अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So we are back after a long time. Uh, the last lecture we had completed the fifth stage of spiritual development. Okay. So today we will be starting with the sixth stage. What is the name of the sixth stage? Tinali, what is the name of the sixth stage? You have the printout with you?
Yes, sir.
You have the printout?
Yeah, I have the book with me.
So, what is the name of the sixth spiritual stage?
Oh. I need to see, sir. Pramata Varadam.
Pramat Virat Gunasthan. Vows with negligence. Okay. Pramat means pramad. Pramad means negligence. Okay. So vows with negligence is the name of the sixth spiritual stage of spiritual development. Acharya Sri Nemi Chandra defines this stage in Gomatsar Jivkand, verse 32, as follows: that which is characterized by dispassionate disposition. What do you mean? What do you mean by dispassionate? Dispassionate means passionless, detached, vitrag. Okay. Non-rise of the three passions quaterate. Okay. Non-rise of the three passions quaterate. So that which is characterized by passionless disposition, comma, right belief, and full adherence to all vows. Now, what kind of vows we are talking about? Major vows or minor vows?
Mahavrat.
Yes, major vows. Okay. So this is major vows. So this is a stage where the soul is having right belief and it has already manifested passionless disposition and he is full adherence to all vows, major vows. Okay. So who are the holders of major vows? Householder or a monk?
A monk.
Monk. Okay. So this is basically the stage of a monk where he has manifested passionless disposition, he has manifested right belief, and he is full adherence to all vows, but is accompanied by carelessness. So it will not be carelessness, it will be negligence. Okay. So pramad we better term it as negligence and not carelessness. Although
Sir,
it means the same,
so
but
we are
we,
on which page, sir?
pardon?
Which question, sir?
We are on page number 71. Got it? Anybody would be able to share the screen? So I would make you a co-host.
Okay. Pramata Virat Gunasthan.
Yes, Pramat Virat Gunasthan. Right.
Pramata.
So everyone has got the textbook with them?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay. So even if we are not sharing the screen, it is okay. So this is a stage of a monk who has adherence to all types, all major vows. At the same time, the right belief is there, and along with right belief, the passionless disposition is also there, but is accompanied by negligence, pramad, due to the intense rise of Sanjvalan Kashai. Okay. So there is non-rise of the three passion quadrate, but one passion quadrate is on the rise. And it is intense rise of the Sanjalan Kashai, the fourth quadrate. Okay. It is also called flaming passions, Sanjvalan. So flaming passions and the nine quasi passions. Okay. So that kind of stage is known as Pramat Virat stage. Okay. So Pramat Virat is a stage which belongs to a monk. It is accompanied by negligence, but it has got passionless, it has got partial passionless detachment or passionless disposition. At that same time, he is a right believer and he has full adherence to all vows. Okay. So at this stage, which passion is prevailing? Sanjvalan Kashai, flaming passions, the fourth quadrate. So the three quadrate are absent, but one quadrate, the last one, Sanjvalan Kashai, flaming passions, is present, and along with that, the nine quasi passions. Okay, the nine quasi passions are also present. Such a stage is called Pramat Virat, vows with negligence. You write the English name? Vows with negligence. This stage is also referred to by many names: Pramat Sanyat, careless restraint or negligence restraint. Then Virat, Virat means detached. Then Sanyam, Sanyam is restraint. Then Sakal Sanyam, complete restraint. And Sakal Charitra, complete conduct. All these are synonymous names of this particular sixth stage. In the path mission, the monastic life, okay, aligned with restraint. So monastic life is a Muni Jivan, the life of a monk. Necessary includes this Pramat Sanyat stage. So when a monk is in the path of liberation, he keeps on oscillating between sixth stage and seventh stage. So when he is coming into sixth stage, it is an state of auspicious disposition. And when he moves on to the seventh stage, then it is a stage where he is totally engrossed in the self. He is in the meditation phase. Okay. So seventh stage is meditation, Shuddhopyog, pure disposition, and sixth stage is a stage where he is manifesting auspicious disposition. So a monk, when he is writing the scripture, which stage he is in? Yeah, nobody?
Seventh stage.
When he is writing the scriptures.
Sixth stage then.
Yeah, sixth stage. A monk, when he is giving his preachings, he is on to which stage?
So
Yeah,
sixth stage.
pardon?
Sixth stage.
Sixth stage. Okay. A monk who is in the meditating phase, he is on to which stage?
Seventh stage.
Seventh and above.
Yeah.
It could be anything above seventh and above. Okay, good. So, so in the path of liberation, this stage is very prominent because the monk keeps on rotating between the sixth and the seventh stage. So when he is in the sixth stage, at that time he is giving the preachings, he's writing the scriptures, he's taking the food, you know, all these activities happens in the sixth stage. But when he is in the seventh stage, there are no activities. He is fully engrossed in the self. Okay. So never make a mistake. Sixth stage is a stage where he is not into pure disposition, but auspicious disposition. Shubh upyog. Without attaining the sixth stage, no soul can attain liberation. Okay. So sixth stage is a very part and parcel of the path of liberation for the monk who is liberation bound. Now, explanation of the word Pramat Sanyat. Pramat Sanyat means careless restraint. Okay. Pramad means negligence is there, carelessness is there, but at the same time, he is restrained, he is Sanyat. Pra means intense or pronounced. Mat means intoxicated, inattentive, asavdhan. And Sanyat means restrained. Even after the manifestation of complete restraint form, vitragata, passionlessness, when a soul becomes sanyat, restrained, yet due to the rise of sanjulan passions. So one quartet of passions is still left over. So because the rise of that intense passion, there is involvement in the 15 types of pramad, negligence, not inattentiveness, but you write better word would be negligence. So these 15 types of negligence, what are these 15 types? 4 are the major passions: anger, pride, deceit, greed. Okay. Then 4 are idle talk, unnecessary talk, vikatha. Okay. So 4 plus 4 is 8. And then what we have? 5 sensory objects. Okay. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus 5, 13. Then we have nidra, which is called sleep. And then we have sneh. Sneh is affection. So these are the 15 types of
What's the
negligence.
last one, Ji? Nidra and
Sneh means affection,
okay.
likeness. Okay. So this 15, so 4 idle talks. What are these 4 idle talks? Can anyone know?
Talking idle about ladies.
Yes, very
Then
good.
talking idle about the king.
Okay.
That's all I know, Ji.
So talking about the ladies, that females, Stri Katha. Then talking about the food, Bhojan Katha.
Oh,
Then talking about the thieves, Chor Katha. And
okay.
then the last one is Rashtra Katha. Rashtra Katha means talking about the uh, nation, Rashtra means
Ajam.
nation. Okay. So for this, then 4 major passions, and then of course 5 sensory, 5 object of senses, and then sleep, and then affection. All these put together makes it 15 subdivisions of negligence, pramad. Okay. Because of this inattentive tendency, just because he is involved in this 15 kinds of activity, he is inattentive. Inattentive towards what? Good answer. The monk is inattentive towards
Soul.
what?
Self, soul.
Yes, towards his self. Okay. So when he moves on to the seventh, he is attentive towards himself. But when he's in the sixth, he is inattentive towards self. Because of this inattentive tendency within the self, despite being in a restrained state, it is called pramat sanyat, carelessly restrained. Okay. Now, what is samyaktva? So, in this stage, what type of samyaktva is there? In this stage, any one of the three types of right belief may be present: opshamik, shayapshamik, and shaik. Subsidential, destructive, cum subsidential, and destructive. Any of the three could be there. What is the type of conduct in this stage? In the Pramat Gunasthan, sixth stage, the conduct is of Shayab Shamik type. Okay. How this happens, Shayab Shamik type? That is explained in the next paragraph. It is described as follows. At this stage, the currently active full destructive counterparts, Sarvaghati Spardaks. Okay. So these Sarvaghati Spardaks are fully destructive karmic particles. Okay. Sarvaghati, full destructive counterparts of the Pratyakhana Varan Kashai. So first one is Anantanubandhi, second is Apratyakhyan, third is Pratyakhan, and fourth is Sanjwalan. Okay. So at this stage, the currently active full destructive counterparts of the Pratyakhana Varan Kashai undergo destruction without further rise. That means it is absent at that point of time. So that is called Shai. Then the future rise counterparts undergo Sadavastha type subsidence. So one is totally destructed. The other is subsidized, Shai, Upsham. And the third one is Uday. All these three put together is a Sayapshamik stage. Now, what would be the Uday? What would be the rise of what? That is also mentioned. Meanwhile, the Sanjwalan Kashai, the flaming passions, right? And no Kashais, quasi passions, are present with intense rise. Okay? With intense rise according to the level of the stage. Okay. So there is something which has been destructed, that is called Sarvaghati Spardaks. There is something which has been subsidized called Sadavastharup, and there is something called Uday, that is Sanjulan Kashai and No Kashai. All these three put together is the Shayop Shamik stage. Okay. And this is what the conduct is all about. Thus, the conduct deluding karma are in a mixed state of destruction and subsidence. Okay. Shayop Sham. Now, the time, duration. From the perspective of death, the minimum duration is 1 instant, 1 samay, the minimum. And the maximum duration is an antarmurat, less than 48 minutes. Okay. Nobody can last in this stage more than 48 minutes. If it lasts more than 48 minutes, what will happen? Any guesses?
He will be in the seventh state.
No, he will fall down.
Okay.
He will fall down to the fifth stage. Right? So, if he is in this stage for more than 48 minutes, then he will fall down. So, within 48 minutes, he has to get to the seventh stage. Okay. He has to get to the seventh stage. Okay. The maximum duration occurs only when there is a downfall from the sixth Gunastan to a lower stage. Of course, okay, as I said, more than 48 minutes, So he will fall into the fifth stage. Okay. Now we will discuss movement, where from this stage the soul goes, where it can go and where from it can come to this stage. Both ways we will see. First one is gaman. Gaman means to go. From this stage,
Jay, excuse me, one doubt, please. Like in
mhm,
the time they are given from the perspective of death, what does it mean, Jay?
like supposing some monk is there in this stage
Okay.
and he just enters this stage. Okay. So this stage
Okay.
is always coming when you are not able to remain in the seventh. Okay. So
Okay.
from seventh, due to the rise of auspicious thoughts, it comes to
Coming
the
to sixth
sixth.
point. Hmm.
So the moment it comes, and supposing if he, uh, the moment it comes, his age is over, his lifespan is over. So death will occur. So at least for one moment, it will be there in this stage. Okay. So from the perspective of death, the minimum duration is 1 instant, one samay. Just enter sixth and death has left the body. The soul has gone. Okay. And the maximum duration is an antarmud, less than 48 minutes. This maximum duration occurs only when there is a downfall from the sixth gunasthan to a lower stage. It could be fifth, it could be fourth, it could be first also. We don't know where it's going to stop, but there is a downfall. Now movement from this stage, uh, gaman means to go, ascent occurs only into the seventh stage, from sixth to seventh, while gaman, falling back, can happen, occur into any one of the five lower gunasthan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any one. Okay. So from sixth stage, if he remains more than antar murat in the auspicious state, then he will fall. So he could fall to any of the spiritual stages from first to fifth. It could be anything. Okay. Now, arrival. How does the arrival happen in this stage? Obviously, the arrival happens only from the seventh stage. Okay. Sixth is always attained while you fall from the seventh. It never happens that somebody who was in fourth directly moves to the sixth. Somebody who was on one directly moves to the sixth. No, it never happens. Whenever your gunasthan changes for the better, it will always in the meditative state. Supposing a monk who is meditating right now, he is in the fifth stage. So from fifth stage, he will straightway jump to the seventh stage. A monk who was in the first stage, while meditating, he could jump from 1 to 7th direct. Okay. And while falling back, the sixth is attained. Okay. What are the specialities of this spiritual stage? This
So,
guna, yeah,
sorry. In the seventh stage, it's the Shuddh Parayat.
yeah, Shuddhopyog.
Okay.
And sixth stage is Shubh Upyog, auspicious state. Okay. So, my question, along with the auspicious state in the sixth stage, is there a passionlessness?
Six, sir.
Pardon?
Actually,
Yeah?
can you go in the seventh stage, sir?
No. Along in the sixth stage, there is a level of vitrakta is there or not? Passionlessness is there or not?
Yes, there is.
Yes, it is there, Ji.
Yeah, it is there. To what extent? The three quadruplet of passions are not on the rise. That much vitrakta is always maintained. because he is a monk. The monk is always devoid of the first three quadruplet of passions. So to that extent, the Vitrakta is always there. But right now, the active consciousness is indulged in auspicious activity. Okay. So if it is in auspicious activity, it is in the sixth stage. If again it is in the meditative phase, then it is seventh stage. Okay. So a monk oscillates between sixth and seventh stage 1,000 times in an antar murat. Okay. So they keep on going seventh. Then again, due to the lack of efforts, they again come back to the sixth. Again, they push it themselves and go to the seventh. So this keeps on happening all the time in a monk's life. Okay. So what are the specialities of this? This Gunasthan is endowed with pure disposition, Shuddha Parinati. Again, Shuddha Upyog and Shuddha Parinati. This time I think everyone should be clear. So this Gunasthan is endowed with pure disposition, Shuddha Parinati, and auspicious engagement, Shubh Upyog, that what we discussed just now. Okay. Although this state is inevitably present in the monastic life of a monk, nevertheless, it is a cause of karmic bondage. Now, why it is karmic bondage? Subha.
Because he have Shuddha Parinati.
Shubh Upyog, right. Auspicious. He is in the auspicious state. So, to that extent, the bondage is happening. Okay. And the level of passionlessness that he has achieved, to that extent, there is nirjara. Okay. There is dissociation of karma. So that Shuddha Parinati is maintained while active consciousness is engaged in the auspicious activity. Although this state is inevitably present in the monastic life, nevertheless it is a cause of karmic bondage. In Natak Samaysar, it is referred to as Jagpanth, worldly path. So you never get satisfied in the sixth stage. Always strive to go to the seventh stage, because this is the time where you will be destroying the karmas, okay, at great pace. So in the sixth stage, it's an auspicious along with passionlessness. Okay. So this is a stage where you are binding auspicious karma. Okay. In Natak Samasar, it is referred to as Jagpanth, worldly path, because auspicious engagement is still present here. Okay. So that is not desirable, the auspicious engagement is not desirable. Number 2 point, speciality. All commendable activities, okay, all commendable activities such as the composition of scriptures by acharyas, delivering discourses, preachings, initiation into monkhood. If someone says that I want to become a monk, so acharyas would take extra care to train him, initiate him into monkhood, and guide him. If he comes from Pratikaman, then he will also do that for him. All these responsibilities are happening while in the sixth stage. Why does not it happen in the seventh stage? Quick answer. Rajeshri ji, why doesn't it happen on the seventh stage?
Because he is in meditation state.
So seventh stage is meditation stage. So all the auspicious
Shuddha
activities.
Upayog.
Pardon?
Shuddha Upayog.
Yeah. So he's in the seventh stage. So all these activities doesn't happen over there. All commendable activities such as the composition of scriptures, delivering discourses, initiation, and instruction. Okay. All takes place in this very Gunasthan. The application of supernatural powers. The application of supernatural powers, okay, special riddhi, chausath riddhi, such as aharak riddhi, also occurs in this Gunasthan. So they possess the supernatural powers but their execution only happens in the 6th stage, because in the 7th stage they are in the meditative pose. So no other activity. Number 3 point, the application also that is done. Number 4, the term pramat means negligence, used here serves as an end marker. End marker means up to this stage, all the stages have this negligence. Hence, all Gunasthan up to this point, up to 1 to 6, are considered pramat, attended by negligence. 5th point, the uninterrupted observance, okay, the uninterrupted observance of the 28 fundamental vows, okay, 28 मूल गुण, fundamental vows, okay, alone constitutes true monkhood. Okay, so at this stage you are observing the 28 fundamental vows. So when you are in the 7th stage, you are in meditative phase. So you don't observe anything over there. You are just focusing on the self. But while you are in the 6th stage, all these 28 mool gunas, that you are indulging in. That's a part of your routine. The very term mool gun indicates that these are the foundational qualities of monkhood. Without these mool gunas, monkhood is not possible. Without them, monkhood is simply not possible. Just as a tree cannot exist without roots. In this way, the indispensability of the 28 mool guns is rightfully established through scriptures, logic, and sound reasoning. So whoever is in the 6th stage, they are observing these 28 mool guns. Okay. 6th point, those who observe the 28 mool gunas faultlessly in accordance with the scriptures are true gurus. These are only qualified as true gurus. Okay. All else are vidya gurus. They are just teachers. They are guiders. They could be mentors also. But they are not the true guru. True guru is here in this stage. So those who are observing these 28 mool gunas faultlessly without any blemishes, in accordance with the scriptures, are true gurus. Such a definition, established through the primacy of Charnan scriptures, is indeed appropriate. So from the Charnan a monk has to observe these 28 mool gunas. Okay. From the Dravyan what would it would be? From the Charnan these 28 mool gunas. From Dravyan what would it be? Nobody? So from the Dravyan he has manifested vitrakta, passionlessness, in the absence of 3/4 of passions. Okay. So that much passionlessness level is there, which is called Shuddh Parinati. But along with that, the auspicious engagement is also there. The active consciousness is engaged in auspicious activity. Okay. 7th point. Those who have observed the 28 movements faultlessly in accordance with the scriptures are true gurus. Such a definition established through the primacy of Charnan scripture is indeed appropriate. However, these subjects of true monkhood, Munipana, must also be understood from other perspectives. So from Dravyan we already discussed, right? From Karnan what would be? From Karnan what would be a monk who has conquered the three levels of three quadruplet of passions. Okay, so that would be from Karna Niyog. And from Prathma Niyog, the monk who is going to take arms, the monks who is preaching, the monks who is writing the scriptures, all are a part of this sixth stage. So we can apply for exposition in each and every situation. And only then only we can have a correct perspective, correct picture, correct understanding of the whole situation. Generally speaking, people tend to uh, consider only one exposition, and mostly it is Dravya and Yog. So mostly we are exposed to Nischay, Nischay, Nischay. But simultaneously the Vyavahar also exists. We cannot deny that. A best person, uh, a best seeker would always balance it out and he will see the overall picture. Okay. He will not be biased towards any exposition. So this is something that you have to learn and practice. Hence, a few clarifications are provided below. Only one is there. Seventh point. During the period of non-rise of the three Kashai quatrates, okay, beginning with Anantanubandhi, when the state is free from distraction and endowed with pure manifestation. Okay. So, although he is engaged in the auspicious activity, but he is endowed with pure manifestation. Shuddha Parinati is maintained. The external conduct in which the Muni Raj engages, such conduct is termed the 28 Mulguns. Okay. So all these activities, 28 Mulguns, preachings, teachings, writing scriptures, initiating into monkhood, giving advice, giving pratikaman, all this happens in the sixth stage. Okay. Why in the sixth stage? Because in the sixth stage there is a rise of mild Sanjwalan passions, flaming passions. And because of that, these kind of activities are seen. Okay. So this is all we have for the sixth stage. Now we move on to the seventh stage. What is the name of the seventh stage? Can anyone recall? Or you can see the scripture and tell me. Pardon? Ah, right. And what we call it in English? Vows without negligence. Sixth was vows with negligence, and this is vows without negligence. So from this stage onwards, there is no negligence. Okay. Seventh, no negligence. Eighth, no negligence. Ninth, no negligence. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, no negligence. Okay. So this is one of the highlights of this Gunastan. The monk is in the meditative state. He has no time to write scriptures. He is totally engaged in the self and he is enjoying that eternal bliss. Okay. So this is the stage. Nimi Chandraji defines in the verse number 45 what he says: when there is a mild rise of the Sanjulan Kashai. So in the sixth stage, it was intense rise of Sanjulan Kashai. Here, now it is a mild rise, okay, of flaming passions, Sanjulan Kashai, and the 9 no Kashais. And due to this mild rise, a Vitrakta state free from negligence arises. Okay, so that Vitrakta is also maintained, and along with that, okay, the mild rise of flaming passions and the 9 quasi passions are also present. We track the state free from negligence, that is termed the apramat sanyat gunasthan or apramat virati. Acharya Sri Nemisanda has also given another definition of the swasthan apramat. So the seventh stage has two divisions. The first one is called swasthan apramat. The second one is called shatishay apramat. What do you mean by shatishay? Shatishay means spatial type of. Okay. So this swasthan apramat is also seventh stage, and satishay apramat is also seventh stage. But one condition is there. Those who get into satishay apramat, they will definitely climb to the eighth stage. But those who are not going to climb to the eighth stage, they remain in the first phase, swasthan apramat. At present, all the monks are in swasthan pramat. They cannot go beyond that. Okay? Because eighth stage is not attained right now in this fifth era. Okay? So let's see. Swasthan Upper Gumasa and Gomarsar Jeev Kand as follows. Okay. Those in whom both manifest and unmanifest forms. Manifest means vyakt, unmanifest means avyakt. Those in whom both manifest and unmanifest forms of negligence, pramad, have ceased. Okay. So vyakt is also ceased and avyakt is also ceased, because this is a state of pure introspective meditation, shuddhopyog, who are adorned with woes, okay, the major woes, virtues, the major gun, 28 mool gun, major virtues gun means 28 mool guns, and ethical conduct, sil, who are constantly absorbed in the discernment between soul and the body, who have not yet ascended the upsham or sapak shreni. Is still in the seventh stage, he has not got into the ladder. Okay. So these ladders are of two types. Okay. Upsham and shai. So he is not into that stage right now. Who have not yet ascended the upsam or shai shreni, and who are immersed in meditation. Okay. So they are immersed in the first part. Swasthan apramat. They are called the swasthan apramat. Such beings are called apramat sanyat. Distinctive definition. Bhed paribhash. Bheda paribhash. This stage apramat is of two types. Swasthan, satishay. The monk who has destroyed all forms of pramad, negligence, is endowed with vows, vrat, virtues, 28 mulguns, and conduct, sil, is neither on the upsham nor sapak shreni, and is absorbed in meditation. Such a state is called apramat sanyat. Shuddhopyog, Muniraj, concentrating on the self. Okay. So this is the stage, seventh stage.
So in the seven, there are two stages,
Yeah.
Swasthana and Satisaya.
Right.
The Satisaya state itself, there will be Tapakshini, no, sir? Because you will be climbing a ladder.
Yeah, he will be climbing the ladder. So those who enters this Satisaya Pramat, they do climb the ladder. Either it is a Sapak Shreni or the Upsham Shreni. Subsidential ladder or the destructional ladder. They could climb any of these two. Okay. So those who enters the seventh, second part, Satisaya apramat, they do get to the 8th stage. Right now, this is not possible. So nobody goes up to the Satisai apramat stage right now in this 5th era of Bharat Kshetra. Okay. Okay. Is neither on the Upsham nor Shapak Shreni and is absorbed in meditation. Such a state is called apramat sanyat. This is also referred to as Nir Atishay Apramat, unsurpassed, non-careless state. Among the 3 casual modes, three Karan, okay, that leads to the subsidence or destruction of the 21 Charitra Monia karmic species, okay, namely Adha Pravrti Karan, Upshama Pravrti Karan, and Shapan Pravrti Karan, okay. The first Adha Pravrti Karan, downward movement, is called the Satisai Apramat Sanyat Gunasthan. So Satisai Apramat has another name and it is called Adha Pravrti Karan. And the Adaha Pravrti Karan is a part of the trilogy. 3 types of casual modes. What are these? Adha Pravrti Karan, Anivritti Karan, and Apurva Karan. So these 3 things happen at 6 places that we studied in the question number. I will tell you. Everyone go to that question number. I'm just so that we will understand it better. Yeah. One 122, no, 123. 120. Yeah. So 119. See question number 119. Okay. What it says? 119. At how many places do the 3 Karanas, such as Adha Karan, occur? The 3 Karan, such as Adha Karan, Anivritti Karan, and Apurva Karan. Okay. For the purpose of attaining Opshamic, Shaik Samyaktva, at that time also these 3 happens. When you are dissociating the quadrate of Anantanubandhika Shai, then also happens. When you are subduing or destroying the 21 types of Charitra Monia Karma, there also this happens. And the one more stage it happens is Ditya Upsham Samyaktva. So all this, when people get into this, these 3 types of currents are happening. Okay. The first Adha Pravritti current downward movement is called the Satisai. So Satisai Apramat is also called Adha Pravritti current. Now clarification of Apramat Gunasthan. Okay. Apramat means non-careless or non-negligence, without negligence. The state characterized by the absence of the 15 aforementioned types of pramad, negligence. Okay. So there is absence of 15 types of negligence is known as the apramat state. Simple. Pramad goes away, it is 7th stage. Whether one calls it apramat or the state of meditation, dhyan avastha, both convey the same meaning. What type of samyaktva is there? In the swasthan apramat state, one possesses any one of the 3 types of samyaktva, Opshamik, Shaik, or Shapshamik. In the Satisai apramat gunasthan, okay, that is the second part of the 7th stage, only Ditya Upsham or Shaik samyaktva, both can be present. Okay. Ditya Upsham, second type of subsidential right faith, and the Saik Samekta, destructive right faith, is present in the Satishai. But in the Swasthan Apramat, any of the three could be there. But when you move on to the second part of the seventh stage, either it is Saik or it is Ditya Upsham. Despite possessing Shayapshamik Samyaktva, one does not ascend the spiritual ladder. Okay? Because the faults of Chal, instability, Mal, impurity, and Agad, lack of intensity, becomes obstructive. So those who are in that seventh stage, the first part, Swasthan, Apramat, those are the stage is called Swasthan Apramat, and they do have these three types of blemishes. Okay. What are these three types of blemishes? Chal, Mal, Agad. Okay. Chal, Mal, Agad. This we had studied in Tatvat Sutra. You can still refer Tatvat Sutra, page number 200 and I think 60. Okay. So, the faults of Chal, instability, Mal, impurity, and Agad, lack of intensity, becomes obstructive. So, this kind of samyaktva is there in the seventh stage. Conduct. Conduct is always Shamik. In this stage, the conduct is Shamik, a combination of destruction and subsidence of deluding karma. By making just this single alteration, replacing the intense rise of the quadrate of Sanjwalan Kashai's mild passions with their mild rise. The same Sharpsham as described earlier in the sixth Gunasthan also takes place here. By making just this single alteration, okay. So we are now discussing the conduct. What kind of conduct? Shamik. So what we discussed in the sixth stage, same way, just you have to change one word. There was intense rise, here is mild rise. Okay. So same as the sixth stage, only there was intense rise of the Sanjwalan Kashai, here is a mild rise of the Sanjwalan Kashai. The maximum duration could be Antarmurat. The minimum duration in comparison to death time is one samay, one instant, same as the sixth stage. Movement, gaman. For the apramad gunasthan, that is the seventh stage, gaman, that is to go, ascent occurs only into the eighth gunasthan. So if you want to move ahead, it's eighth only. And if you are falling, then it happens into the sixth stage. Okay. So 7 is very clear. If he goes up, it will be 8th stage. If he falls down, it will be 6th stage. Now where you can come from? Arrival. Arrival into this stage takes place from the Gunasthan first. So first to 7th you can go straight way. 4th to 7th. 5th to 7th. 6th to 7th. Now my one question. First to 7th, we consider the first case where you can arrive at the 7th stage directly from the delusion state, first stage. So who would be that person? Any guesses?
The one who is in the right belief, that is the meditative state.
Okay, okay. Any other answers? So you could go from 1 to 7th, Jinali?
So I cannot go because I'm not a monk, sir.
So I want this answer. Monk, only monk. a wrong believer monk who is in the first stage, if he gets into the right belief and subsequently he meditates, then he can attain seventh stage directly, skipping the fourth, fifth, sixth, all. Okay, he can directly go from 1 to a seventh, but only condition is he has to be a genuine monk who is following the 28 mool gunas. Okay, so that is the condition. Now again same question, slightly different way. If the fourth stage one goes to the directly to the seventh stage, who would he be?
The
A
monk.
householder, right believer?
No, sir. Monk.
Then
The monk only can go, sir.
monk only can go. Sixth and seventh stage are exclusive for monk. Sixth, seventh and above. Only monk, 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 monk. Okay. So be very clear about all these clarities. The fifth can also go to the seventh. Okay. Sixth can also go to the seventh. No problem. And also from the eighth gunasthan at the time of a fall from the spiritual ladder, one can come back to the seventh. No problem. At the time of death, the saptan gunasthan, Gaman occurs into the fourth stage immediately. If somebody is in the meditative state and his life comes to an end, he will straightway move to the fourth stage. While he is still in the trans migratory phase, Vigragati, he will attain the fourth stage immediately. The death occurs immediately for speciality. Now, this is very important. There are few specialities that we are looking at. I think sixth, seventh, okay. 7 points we have, no problem. What are the specialities? In the Satisai Apramat stage, now this is bit, there are two stages, right? Swasthan Apramat and Satisai Apramat. Satisai Apramat will definitely go into the spiritual ladder. Okay. But Swasthan Apramat will not go into the spiritual ladder. So now we are considering a case where it is a Satisai Apramat. 4 attributes are essential. Okay. 4 attributes. What are these 4 attributes that are essential? Infinitely multiplied purification at every moment. Okay. So he is concentrating on the self at a very higher level. Okay. Infinitely multiplied purification. Infinitely multiplied purification at every moment. So now you just can imagine the kind of dissociation that is happening, because it's fully concentrated on the self, and about that you are into the Satishaya Pramat. So infinitely multiplied purification is happening. Very great speed. Purification is happening at a very great speed. And this is how Bharat Chakravarti attained omniscience knowledge within 48 minutes, because he was going through this stage. Second point, gradual dissociation of duration bondage. Sthiti Bandhap Saran. It is called as Sthiti. Sthiti means duration. Bandhap Saran, duration bondage. That is, the binding of new karma occurs with progressively lesser duration. Okay. So progressively. So the first time it was of say 10 hours. So the second time it would be 9 hours. The third time it would be 8 hours. So it will go on decreasing progressively. Okay. Lesser duration. Third point, the intensity, anubhag, okay, potential of auspicious prakritis increases infinitely with time. So this is again a very special thing that is happening at the seventh stage. Okay, but the second part of the seventh stage, that is Shatisai Apramad. Now he is about to get into the spiritual ladder. So all these activities are happening. The intensity of auspicious Prakriti increases infinitely with time. Number 4, the intensity of inauspicious Prakriti. So auspicious Prakriti increases, the inauspicious Prakriti decreases infinitely with time. This is called Anubhag Bandhapsparan. So earlier the 2 number point was Sthiti Bandhapsparan. This is called Anubhag Bandhapsparan. This is a special name given in Hindi. I don't know. Anubhag is the intensity, okay, or the potential, and Sthiti is the duration, okay. But Bandhapsparan is bondage. So the inauspicious Prakriti decreases, auspicious increases, inauspicious decreases. Everything happening simultaneously. Fifth, here the term apramat serves as an illuminating key. Therefore, all stages from here onward are inherently apramat, without negligence. Sixth point, the state in which the modes of beings existing at a lower moment in time resemble or differ from the modes of beings at a higher moment in time is called Adha Pravrti Karan, downward inclining position. Okay. So the state in which the modes of beings means monks, here monks only, because there is a 7th stage, so only monks are there. So 2 monks. Okay. One monk is at a lower moment in time, resemble or differ from the modes of beings another monk at a higher moment in time. Okay. So one is at a lower moment, another is at a higher moment. It could be both ways. It could be same, resemble, or it could be different also. Okay. Is called Adha Pravarti Karan. 2 monks, both are into meditative phase. One, it is at lower level, another it is a higher level. So uh, their uh, their modes, either they can resemble, they may be of the same character, or it could differ. Okay, both things are possible. So we will keep it up to that only. 7th point, in the context of the subsidence and destruction of charitramonia, conduct deluding karmas, the state of pure concentration, Shuddhopyog, deep introspective meditation, state of pure concentration that arises just before the onset of Apurva Karan. So all these are related to Satishay Apramad, the second part. Okay. So Satishay Apramad, in the context of the subsidence and destruction of charitramonia, the state of pure concentration that arises just before the onset of Apurva Karan. So Apurva Karan is 8th stage. Okay. Unprecedented transformation is referred to as Adha Pravritti Karan. So Satisai Apramat is Adha Pravritti Karan. Then the 8th stage is Apurva Karan. And then the 9th stage is Anavritti Karan. Okay. So these 3 are actually casual modes, but they are also the names of the spiritual stages of spiritual development. Okay, these are the 3 stages of spiritual development: 7th, 8th, and 9th. 7th is called Adha Pravritti Karan, 8th is called Apurva Karan, and 9th is called Anivritti Karan. Number 8 point. If death occurs in the 7th Gunasthan, the soul enters the 4th Gunasthan immediately. During the Vigragati, transitory
Ji,
migration.
excuse me, Ji.
Yes.
In each and every time, right, in Adha Pravarti Karan,
Uh,
they're using the word downward inclining operation. What does it mean?
Other means downward. Okay. So
Okay.
that's why they have translated in that way. I am not sure whether this is a correct interpretation or not, but that's why I'm using the Hindi names, standard Hindi names, so that we don't get confused. Okay.
Okay.
So in this Karnan Yoga, we have to use the terminology of Hindi words only to get into the correct understanding. Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah. Okay. Just before the answer is referred to as Adha Pravritikand. If death occurs in the 7th Gunasthan, the soul enters the 4th Gunasthan during the Vigragati, transmigratory migration. That means he has left this body, but another body he has not entered. So in between, there is 4th stage. Alternatively, before death, the soul may descend from the 7th to the 6th, 5th or 4th Gunasthan and then die. Everything is possible. However, it is not a fixed rule that a being in the 7th Gunasthan must descend to the 4th before dying, because death can also occur while still in the 7th Gunasthan. But the moment the death occurs, it attains the 4th stage. In this apramat sanyatta gunasthan, vegetal state with restraints, okay, the vitrakta, dispassion, continues to increase infinitely, moment after moment. If in the case of a Satishai Apramat Sanyat Muniraj, a supremely vigilant, restrained monk, the vitrakta increases infinitely, time after time, even within an innumerable number of instants, comprising a single antarmurat, less than 48 minutes. But it goes on increasing infinitely. The purity goes on increasing. Okay. So we should not worry, although we have, due to ignorance, bound many karmas in the past. But when we become monk and when we meditate, all those junks of karma will be offloaded immediately by this powerful meditation. Okay. So never worry for the karmas that we have bound in the past due to ignorance. Enjoy the present moment and your future is very bright. You are going to get liberated. Then we can gain a general understanding based on scriptural testimony of how immeasurably that dispassion can grow further. The direct knowledge of the infinite, however, is accessible only to the Sarvagna Bhagwan, omniscient Lord. As long as the soul does not fully transform into the state of complete vitrakta, complete passionlessness, this sequence of infinitely multiplied increase in vitrakta and progressive decline or diminishment of Kashai's passions continues without interruption up to the 11th or 12th Gunasthan, spiritual stage. Okay. So we started from 7th. As you focus more and more, you get into the spiritual ladder, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay. It could be anything. As a result, the distinguished monks, Muni Pravar, constantly experience a distinct reverence for the nature of the self and abundant non-sensory bliss, Atindriya Anand, he experiences all the time because he is into the meditative state, Shuddhopyog. So he's really enjoying. Abundant non-sensory bliss, Atindriya Anand. Avyabad Sukh. Question. Last question on this, and we are also closing on our time. Why does the infinitely multiplied increase in Vitrakta not occur beyond the 12th Gunasthan? You have already completely manifested the passionlessness. So why doesn't it increase? because there is nothing to increase. You have already achieved the maximum level that you can achieve. Okay. Complete passionlessness, complete vitrakta. Answer. Because in the very first moment of the 12th Gunasthan, vitrakta is fully and perfectly manifest. Thus, no scope remains for any further progression. Hence, once complete vitrakta is attained, the infinitely pure and perfect form of vitrakta continues uninterruptedly, unshakably, and eternally for an infinite period of time. So once you have achieved this complete detachment, it exists for infinite time. You never fall back. You have attained the 12th stage. Now you are not going to fall back anytime. On the contrary, you will be getting liberated within 48 minutes. Okay. If you put in the same kind of efforts. But in the present era, this stage, Satisai Apramat, is not achievable. Okay. So what you can achieve maximum is that is Swasthan Apramat. Swasthan Apramat is what we can achieve right now and not Satisai Apramat. So the Vitrakta now what has attained continues uninterruptedly, unshakably, and eternally for an infinite period of time. There is no end of the soul. You keep on enjoying eternal bliss, eternal bliss all the time. For how much duration? Infinite, eternal, no less, no end. Continue enjoying. Okay. So this is where we stop today. Tomorrow we will be covering 8, 9 and also 10. And in the next week, we will be completing our syllabus. Okay. So today there is 8th or 9th date. 9th, today is 9th, right? Tuesday. So the next, maybe by 17th or 18th, we will be finishing the syllabus within the time frame. And then if you have any questions, you want to revise any topic, you are most welcome to request. We will take further classes after the next week when we complete the syllabus, and we can still continue, no problem. Okay. So even during January time when you are appearing for exams, if you are not understanding anything, you can again revert to me. Okay. Don't wait to listen to the lecture. You can call me directly and we can sort out things within 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It will not take more time. Okay. So all the options are there. You have to study, analyze, and then when you are ready with the understanding, you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. So the terminologies are a bit difficult, but apart from that, there is nothing else that is difficult. These are all spiritual stages which a soul undergoes, in the path of liberation. Okay. So these are very gross kind of situations that has been discussed, because in one particular gunasthan, say example, we take the example of somebody who's in the first stage. So the first stage is a wrong believer, so that wrong believer could get into right belief the next moment. And there is a wrong believer who is not going to get into right belief for infinite times. But both are in the first stage. So each spiritual stage is a big bracket where it encompasses many types of souls within that particular parameter. Okay. So this is a subject which you need to study very deeply. Although we don't have further depth in this syllabus. But if you want to individually study, you can always study Gomatsar Jeevkand. We have this in syllabus in the 10th Sem, but we are not touching the Gunasthan chapter at that point of time, because this Gunasthan chapter has been taught to you in Tattva Gyan also. And now we are taking up this as a subject, separate subject. Okay. So this much information is good for you. So at least you know at what stage what is possible, what is not possible. And all this will help you to, navigate those stages. You will be relaxed, calm, okay, and you will again bounce back. A monk who is in a meditative state, he reaches up to the 11th stage, and then he falls back and he falls back and comes back to the first stage, and again he rebounds back into the 12th stage. All this happens within 48 minutes, and the monks are not puzzled because they know, because of the rise of delusional karma, he has attained the first stage, but he is not worried because he knows that again I will bounce back and get into the 12th stage. Okay, so all these are the possibilities. Understanding the Gunasthan helps us in unnecessary manifestation of passions. You are not worried, you are not fearful, because you know the each stage what is possible and what is not possible. So this will help you in your spiritual path of spiritual liberation. Definitely. Okay. So this is where we end. If you have any questions, we can take up after the stuti. Let's complete it. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत गुणस्था, सॉरी, निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना